Hello everybody. I hope you all have been doing well and enjoying the warm weather. Although we have already met, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Kyla, and learning about English history has been an interest of mine for quite a while now. I think that all the political drama of their time was super intriguing, particularly because it almost always involved members of their own family. Before we get into it, is anybody here familiar with King Henry VIII? He was famous for having a lot of wives and beheading 2 of them. Well, if you are, the event in history I chose to talk about involves his maternal uncles, Prince Edward V and his brother, Richard, the Duke of York. They mysteriously disappeared shortly following the death of their father, the Yorkist King Edward IV of England. This was important because Edward was supposed to inherit the throne once his father had passed. Their absence affected the stability of the York clan and changed the course of England's history to what it is today. King Edward IV ruled England in the 15th century with his chosen queen, Elizabeth Woodville. I say chosen because they got married in a secret ceremony. His advisors had been looking at foreign princesses, hoping to secure a strong political ally for England through marriage. So they were surprised to hear that their king had taken a poor, widowed woman with 2 children as his bride. And what was worse, her family had Lancastrian ties and literally fought against him during the War of the Roses. For those who don't know, the War of Roses was a series of battles fought between 2 royal families competing for the English throne, the House of York and the House of Lancaster. The Yorkist symbol was a white rose, and the Lancastrian symbol was a red one, which is where the name came from. White rose, Lancastrian rose. Both sides descend from King Edward III, who was also known as Edward of Windsor. The lines separate and derive from 2 of his sons. The Yorks are descendants of Lionel, who was the Duke of Clarence, while the Lancastrians descend from his brother, John of Gaunt, who was the Duke of Lancaster. And this was King Edward III. Anyways, once Elizabeth Woodville married Edward, her loyalties obviously switched over to the House of York. Maintaining their claim assured that all her children would have legitimate claims to the throne, even after the event of Edward's passing, or so she had hoped. Throughout their 19-year marriage, they had 10 children together, 3 of whom are important in this story, the obvious being the 2 princes and their oldest sister, Elizabeth of York. Remember her because she plays a key role in the story's bittersweet resolution. When King Edward IV became ill, he nominated his brother Richard, who at the time was a Duke of Gloucester, to be his regent. This meant that in the event of his death, Richard would take over as temporary regent until his son and heir, Edward V, one of the princes, became of age. In addition to that, he was also given the title Lord Protector, which put him in charge of the young prince's safety and made him the temporary head of state.